Coming up this morning on Sunrise, the long holiday weekend is in full swing, and we have you covered on what you need to know if you plan on heading downtown to the mayor's Big Bang celebration.
A night of celebration here turned into a night of horror for one Jumoz County family. I'm Melissa Trevino speaking with the Garcia family about how fireworks led to the loss of their family home.
I'm Tony Jaramillo on the south side. A local doctor tells me for days he watched a city water line leaking during the middle of a drought. When the city refused to fix it, then things got worse when he took matters into his own hands.
Good morning and happy Independence Day, folks. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. It is going to be a great and patriotic day. We're starting things off with the right color scheme, and to round it all out with our white and blue, we bring on in our meteorologist, Julia Quinn.
You can't see my blue right
now.
now.
I can't see the blue pants.
I love it, though.
Hey, good morning, Julia. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Great.
Yeah, so things are looking good for the start of our morning here for our Independence Day. Traffic flow is probably going to be on the lighter side across the majority of the coastal bend. Hopefully, most folks are lucky enough to have the day off and to enjoy friends and family to celebrate. Now, right now, let's go and take a look at our traffic flow maps. Across the area, things are going to be pretty dry, thankfully, on our roadways, as we're not going to see much of any rainfall. Now, for traffic flow, things are looking good on the Ocean Drive down at SPID and Saratoga this morning. Now, I'm starting to move on over a little bit closer towards the Flower Bluff area. Still on SPID, can still see things are looking to be pretty clear with no traffic hiccups there on that roadway. Now, heading on towards Flower Bluff, a little bit throughout sections on Waldron Road, you can see a little bit of a medium speed that you might see, but for Flower Bluff Drive, for the most part, looking at pretty calm driving conditions with no traffic hiccups there. But then moving on towards the JFK Causeway, again, looking at easy traffic flow with no issues heading to and from the island to start you off on this Friday morning. Now, again, we're looking at a couple stray showers that could be possible to pop in throughout the day, not looking at any washout potential, thankfully, to maybe not disturb any of your patriotic celebrations. But more details, you can expect your full forecast coming up.
Hey, Julia. In honor of the 4th of July holiday, we have some city closures to tell you about. City Hall, public libraries, development services, animal care services, and public health district. Those are all going to be closed. The HEB Tennis Center, senior centers, rec centers, and after-hour kid power and gymnasiums. And in case you're wondering, garbage, recycling, heavy brush, and bulky items collection will be on regular schedules.
If you plan on heading downtown for the mayor's annual Big Bang fireworks celebration, there are some street closures you may want to know about. Northbound Shoreline Boulevard from Federal Courthouse to Waters Edge Park will be closed to traffic starting this morning at 7 a.m. Southbound Shoreline from I-37 to the Whataburger will also be closed, and eastbound 37 from Water Street to South Shoreline will also be closed. Police will help with traffic control. And the city encourages everyone to take advantage of the free RTA Park and Ride service that runs from 11:30 this morning until 30 minutes after the fireworks show. You can park at City Hall and the Nueces County Courthouse. The shuttles will run from 11:30 a.m. until 30 minutes after the fireworks show. For more information about the Big Bang celebrations, visit ChrisTV.com.
And just a quick reminder, folks, if you plan on celebrating the 4th of July at home, Corpus Christi Fire Department would like to remind neighbors that fireworks are illegal inside of the city limits. If you're caught, you could be fined up to $2,000 for each package of fireworks in your possession. To report illegal fireworks, and please do, folks, any activity, do not call 911. The number to call is 361-886-2677.
Happening today, President Donald Trump is expected to sign his mega bill into law today. The House passed the massive budget reconciliation bill yesterday, and this bill marks the Republicans' biggest legislative accomplishment since taking control of Washington in January. It's projected to increase the national debt by $3.3 trillion over a decade.
In another twist, the Department of Homeland Security is preparing to cut 75% of staff tasked with developing and sharing threat intelligence with state and local partners. The source says that this will reduce the Office of Intelligence and Analysis by about 750 people rather. DHS says that it is removing redundant roles or those working on, quote, non-critical programs. Some Democratic lawmakers warn that these cuts could create dangerous and unnecessary security gaps.
We don't think about the dangers of fireworks. I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Jim Wells County. I've been speaking with the Garcia family about how fireworks led to the devastation and the loss of their family home. They want you to be cautious when around fireworks so that you don't go through what they went through or much worse.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. A local pediatrician says he discovered a water leak in front of his office, but claims the city didn't act for days because they said it wasn't their responsibility. Dr. Farouk Hussein tells me he discovered a water leak in front of his office about 6 weeks ago, so he called the city water department for help. The leak continued for days. He had his own plumber do some digging and confirm the water was coming from a city pipe. The city finally fixed the leak and assured Hussein he'd be reimbursed for the $1,200 bill. But when Hussein filed that claim, the city rejected it, citing statutory immunity. But the story doesn't end there. After I contacted the city about Hussein's case, he got a call from city officials promising to process the reimbursement. CCW tells me they respond promptly to service calls and followed standard protocol. They say the city cannot use public funds to repair privately owned water lines. Once the true source was identified through excavation, they resolved the issue within 90 minutes. I also reached out to the city's legal staff for clarification, and they told me the response I got from the Corpus Christi Water Department was the only answer I would get. On the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
Hey there, good morning, happy Friday and happy Independence Day. We made it to the holiday weekend and things are going to be off towards more of a drier start across the coastal bend. A couple stray showers are going to be possible in the forecast over the course of our holiday weekend, but it doesn't look like it's going to maybe disrupt or maybe cause any issues for any of your holiday planning. So let's go ahead and get into what you expect in the forecast here. Right now, taking a look at our Snoopy's Pier Sky Cam sponsored by CCAC. We can see we're looking at a mostly cloudy start, pretty much a similar picture that we saw yesterday morning. And we'll also see a little bit more breaks of that cloud cover, allowing for some sunshine by the time we head towards midday and heading towards the afternoon. Looking at Doppler radar, we can see a couple showers passing on through northern portions of the coastal bend now, a little bit towards B County, a couple stray showers right now impacting that county. But across the majority of the coastal bend, all of us looking at a drier start today. But again, stray showers are still going to be possible in the forecast across some areas as we head towards this afternoon and as we look ahead towards tonight. More timing on that in just a few more moments. Right now, looking at our temperatures and feel like temperatures, things off certainly to a muggy start across the area. More locations and neighborhoods sitting with their temperatures towards those lower 80s to kick off your Friday morning. Here in Corpus Christi sitting at 80 degrees with a feel like temperature of 86. Robstown also sitting at the exact same air temperature and feel like temperature. Over in Rockport sitting at 83 with a feel like temperature of 92. So again, that moisture and humidity is going to add towards why we're going to see hotter air temperatures and feel like temperatures in the forecast today. And looking at hour by hour, again, looking at cloudy start for us this morning, a little bit more sunshine starting to break on through as we start to approach midday and certainly heading towards this afternoon. Temperatures will increase towards those lower 90s, eventually reaching our afternoon high temperature of 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. But again, we'll still be looking at pretty majority cloud cover in our sky. So at best, we'll see some partly sunny conditions along with a couple stray showers that will be possible in the forecast. Now, our feel like temperatures will continue to range towards those upper 90s towards lower 100s, so heat risk is still going to be an issue for us today. So you still want to make sure you're being careful for any of those outdoor activities across the coastal bend. They're going to be in that level 2 out of 4, so that moderate risk for heat danger in the forecast. And along with that heat, we're still going to have some hazy conditions out there as well with that Saharan dust that's going to continue to push across the area, extending across South Texas all throughout this upcoming weekend, starting to dissipate a little bit on Sunday, allowing for more clear conditions and a dissipation of that Saharan dust as we look ahead towards the early start of next week. But here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Showers are possible and stray in nature tonight that could extend to early tomorrow morning with more Saharan dust on the way next week.
Thanks, Julia. Fireworks are a staple for almost every 4th of July celebration, right? But do you know why? We'll find out coming up after the break. Welcome back, folks. You're getting a live look from our studio cam. 6:12 is your time on this 4th of July morning as we take that live look. Meteorologist Julia Quady is standing by with a look at the forecast too. But first, We have some 4th of July news to get to this morning.
Yes, Washington, D.C. is preparing to light up the night sky for America's annual National Independence Day celebration. The festivities will be hosted by Alfonso Ribeiro. The Beach Boys, the Temptations, and the U.S. Army Band will be some of the performers, too. You can catch the celebration on PBS starting at 7 p.m.
Well, the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest is set for today. Last year, Patrick Bertoli, he downed 58 hot dogs and buns. In the women's competition, Mickey Sudo won after eating 51 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. And a familiar face is returning this year. That's right, Joey Chestnut is seeking his 17th mustard belt. He was banned last year due to a dispute over a sponsorship deal. And as you get ready to celebrate the holiday weekend, there's a good chance that fireworks may be in store in your plans, right?
Yeah, but how did fireworks become a part of celebrating America's independence? Alex Miller has that answer.
Cookouts, parades, and fireworks. Lots and lots of fireworks. When it comes to celebrating American independence, we like to bring it in with a bang. But why do we celebrate with fireworks on the 4th of July? The roots of the tradition are as old as America itself. In 1776, as the U.S. neared its independence, John Adams wrote to his wife, Abigail.
The second day of July 1776 will be the most memorable epocha in the history of America. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other from this time forward.
Adams was off by a couple of days on when the U.S. would actually declare independence, but he was pretty spot on otherwise. The first formal celebration took place a year later in Philadelphia. Boston was the first to make it a formal holiday in 1783. It became a federal holiday in 1870. John Adams got to see exactly 50 celebrations. He died on July 4th, 1826. But in the years since, Americans continue to celebrate with pyrotechnics. Some cities and states have tried to extinguish the tradition, citing potential dangers. But today, the tradition still sparks mass interest and spending. Americans spend over $1.5 billion each year on July 4th fireworks. And just like John Adams hoped, we celebrate from one end of the continent to the other. Alex Miller, Scripps News Group, New York.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Friday and happy Independence Day. Heading out the door, you're going to be looking at cloudy conditions in our skies for us. Some areas may be waking up a couple to some spotty showers, specifically over in B County. You guys are starting to see those showers that are a little bit up north, now starting to reach you. Now, thankfully, the shower activity that we are going to see today is going to be straight at nature. It's not going to destroy or disrupt any of your plans that you may have for the holiday weekend, but I'll give you the timing when we expect that shower activity to continue and when it'll stop and then resume ahead later on in my forecast. Right now, getting a closer look at Doppler radar, we can see again where those showers are kind of still active, passing through stray in nature again, not heavy downpours that are expected in the forecast at all today, but right now you can see those stray showers passing on through just north of Beeville and B County. Now, what else we can expect as you head out the door for your forecast today, things are going to be warm and muggy already to start out when you head out the door. Temperatures are already reaching towards those lower 80s as we look ahead towards 8 o'clock this morning, approaching those 90s by the time we head towards this afternoon, then decreasing towards those upper 80s as we look ahead towards our evening hours. But under our skies, looking at pretty much partly sunny and hazy conditions because that's the Saharan dust that's going to be kicking up over across the area. For our forecast high temperature, looking at 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Again, partly sunny skies with a couple stray showers are possible, but along with that haze, that's what's going to be, of course, dominant in our forecast today, meaning drier air is going to continue to settle into the area, making it kind of hard for those showers to really be active in our forecast today and ahead for this upcoming weekend. Either way, things are still going to be warm and muggy across the area, seeing those feel like temperatures reaching towards those lower 100s. So we can see that's going to prove towards a bit of an elevation in our heat risk today, like yesterday, just extending towards more that moderate zone across the coastal bend. So you can expect things to be on the hotter side. So just make sure you're drinking plenty of water, especially if you plan on spending a lot of time outdoors for those festivities this weekend. Now, looking ahead towards our rain chances again, you can see that uptick a little bit, only stray in nature for this afternoon. That's going to extend towards our overnight. Maybe better rain chances could be a bit more scattered overnight into your early morning hours on your Saturday. But again, any of your plans that you may have for maybe having a cookout, heading to the pool or towards those beaches, things should be okay for those type of planning ahead, because we can see on the 7-day forecast, looking at warmer temperatures and sunshine, that's going to prove to be a bit more active in our forecast for the next coming days.
Well, it is the beginning of the long holiday weekend, folks, which means some road trips for some. Coming up on Sunrise, I have a look at how much it will cost you to fill up your car and those cheaper prices around the coastal bend when we come back. Hey, welcome back, folks. So the holiday weekend has started for many of you, not us here on the Sunrise crew, but don't worry, we're here for you. Well, some of you may be hitting the road this morning. I'm tracking those gas prices here in the coastal bend for you to make sure that your dollar goes a little bit farther, right? Let's start with a look at the national prices. According to GasBuddy, the average gallon of gas will cost you $3.13. No change on that price since Monday. As for Lone Star State, I did see a bit of a change, $2.68 on average for a gallon of gas. That's down by 4 cents since Monday. We can always do better here in the coastal bend, though, right, folks? Take a look. Third place is actually tied at several stations around town. $2.46. $2.45 takes in second place over the 7-Eleven/Valero on Rodfield and Yorktown. And then, of course, the first place goes to the Stripes on Staples and Williams. That's $2.37 over there. What about our Portland friends? Well, for the first time in a couple of months, it's actually more expensive out in Portland. $2.45 tied at most of the stations. I think there's one or two that's about 10 cents more expensive. So if you don't find that price, maybe keep on driving. As for our island friends, taking a look, $2.58 at most of the stations except for Port A. You're actually going to be paying about 10 cents more if you're up there. So maybe worth while traveling down south a little bit. As always, if you can find cheaper prices than these guys, definitely stop and fill up while you can.
All right, good morning. Happy Friday. Taking a live look now outside of our First Community Bank Skycam atop the USS Lexington. We can see mostly cloudy conditions for us to start us out on this Friday morning, this Independence Day. But we can see on the Old Harbor Bridge heading northbound, things are looking to be moving pretty well with very easy traffic flow. Looking a little bit further out onto the New Harbor Bridge heading southbound, things are looking good for your traffic flow on that bridge as well. Let's go and take a look at the rest of traffic flow maps across other areas. You can get a better idea if you have to be up early, heading out the doors, what you can expect for your commute. Heading from Ocean Drive down SPID and Saratoga, all those roadways moving well for your start on this Friday morning. Getting a little bit closer still on SPID, approaching the Flower Bluff area, still looking at pretty clear driving conditions with all those green roadways. Couple spots of yellow here on Flower Bluff as well as on portions on Flower Bluff Drive and Waldron Road, and a little bit of median speed that you'll start to see as you get a little bit closer to the gate at NES Corpus Christi, but all clear for your drive heading to and from the island on the JFK Causeway. That's it for Traffic Report. With details of your forecast coming up.
The SNAP food program could be impacted under President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill. I'm Stephanie Molina on the west side, speaking with neighbors who receive SNAP benefits and how this bill could impact the local food bank.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Hey there, good morning. Welcome on back and happy Independence Day. Right now, giving you a live view outside off our CCC Skycam over Snoopy's Pier. We can see things are off to a cloudy start for us this morning across the majority of the coastal bend. Not to mention that haze coming in thanks towards that Saharan dust. Some areas are waking up to a couple stray showers here and there, but that's to be expected in the forecast. We still have moisture out there, but with this increase of Saharan dust moving its way into South Texas, that's actually going to cause a bit of a hindrance towards our rain chances ahead, and I'll have more details on that in the next few moments. Right now, taking a look at Doppler radar, we can see where those showers are beginning to drizzle their way day on end throughout northern portions of Coastal Bend, just north of Beeville, and maybe portions of Beeville at this point, with those stray showers now passing through that area. But across the majority of the Coastal Bend, all of us off towards a drier start here for us on this Friday morning. That moisture humidity is definitely still going to be at play for us. So as you can see with our temperatures and feel like temperatures, things off certainly towards a muggy start for us across the coast here, with those temperatures reaching towards those lower 80s. Feel like temperatures already approaching those mid to upper 80s, or even towards those lower 90s in areas like Port Aransas and over in the Bluff. Going further inland, having those temperatures reaching towards those upper 70s right now to start off your Independence Day morning. But let's go ahead and look ahead towards an overview we can expect for your holiday weekend forecast here. Today, for Independence Day, you're looking at hotter and hazier conditions, looking at forecast high temperatures reaching towards those lower, maybe approaching those mid 90s. A stray shower is going to be possible still in the forecast today, as we saw on Doppler radar, kind of trickling in throughout portions of B County right now. All of us can see a little bit more shower activity potentially over the course of our afternoon and heading towards its evening. Overnight showers will also be possible ahead for you on Saturday, so we can look at some early morning showers that could be possible between that midnight to sunrise window range there. But then drier conditions will turn back to the forecast ahead for us on Sunday, with more heat and humidity and a little less haze as that Saharan dust begins to dissipate and allow for clearer conditions and a bit of relief from that Saharan dust ahead for us for the early start of next week. But looking at our planner today, again, a cloudy start for us this morning. A little bit more sunshine will come on through later on by midday and heading towards this afternoon. We'll see those temperatures increase towards those lower 90s, eventually reaching towards our afternoon high temperature of 94 degrees. But along with those slightly warmer, somewhat above average temperatures that will be at play today, we'll also still see those feel like temperatures ranging toward those upper 90s and lower 100s. So heat risk is still going to be an issue for us. Just a continuation of those same conditions from yesterday. Most of the Coastal Bend under that moderate zone, so that level 2 out of 4 for heat risk and heat danger in the forecast today. So just make sure you're drinking plenty of water and just being mindful of being outdoors, just because those conditions will extend towards this upcoming weekend. Slightly improved though, with a little bit more of that minor risk extending beginning tomorrow and heading towards your Sunday. But for today, most of us being under that moderate risk, that level 2. Just make sure you're drinking plenty of water, especially if you plan on spending, I should say, a lot of time outdoors for those Independence Day festivities. Looking at that dust tracker, we can see that Saharan dust making its way here into the Coastal Bend across South Texas, adding towards that widespread haze that's going to be in place today, tomorrow, and throughout the majority of your Sunday. It will begin to dissipate, allowing for more clear conditions in our skies and relief of that haze ahead for the early start of next week. But we do see another round that's going to begin to approach us here in the Coastal Bend by the midweek next week. So taking a look at your 7-day forecast, again, stray showers possible, but hopefully will not cause any issues for any of your holiday plans today or for the early part of this weekend. And we'll see drier conditions and warmer temperatures that will extend with more sunshine on the way next week.
Good to know, Julia. Thank you so much. Coming up on Sunrise, we have a look at some of the 4th of July celebrations going on around town in this week's Coastal Bend weekend.
Now, say hello to your neighbors. This is your Chris 6 News Sunrise Shoutouts.
Good morning, Chris 6 Sunrise team. I'm Teresa Lidberg with Mama T's Food Truck in Aransas Pass. I want to wish all my neighbors in the Coastal Bend area a good morning and a great day.
Hey, good morning, Mama T. We hope you also have a great day, as well as our neighbors in Aransas Pass. Happy Independence Day. And folks, if you want to send us your own shout out video, all you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen or go to our website, christv.com.
Now, the local events and fun things to do. It's Coastal Bend Weekend with the Hoffmans.
Oh man, that tune really gets me in the mood. I love it. You know what else gets you in the mood? Patriotism, right, folks? It's Coastal Bend Weekend. We're going to start it off with a bang as we celebrate Independence Day with plenty of flash, flavor, and of course the fireworks.
Yeah, there's no shortage of star-spangled fun in your neighborhood. So let's dive into the festivities that are really lighting up the coast. In Corpus Christi, the mayor's Big Bang celebration will be firing up the fun tonight at 9:30 right along the bayfront.
You'll catch the sky bursting with color from North Beach all the way to Cole Park. So find a good spot and get ready for a blast.
In Aransas Pass, get ready to make waves at the first ever Saltwater Freedom Fest.
It's a full-throttle waterfront bash with coastal cuisine, live tunes, and festive vibes from 2 to 8 p.m. Saturday at the Con Brown Harbor.
Cap it off with a fireworks show that makes a splash starting at 9:15 p.m.
Over in Port Aransas, the celebration at Fred Rhodes Memorial Pavilion is popping all day long.
The party starts off at 4 p.m. today with free popcorn and snow cones while supplies last, and live music heats up from 5 to 7.
The night sky ignites around 9.
In Kingsville, it's a historic first for the Clayburgh County 4th of July Festival, happening at the J.K. Northway Exposition Center.
All weekend long, enjoy a carnival, live music, and a cook-off that's sure to turn up the heat.
And of course, there's a fireworks show at 10 p.m. on the 4th that promises to go out with a boom.
But fireworks aren't the only things shining bright this weekend. A Battle on the Bay car show and concert is revving up this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. over the American Bank Center.
Engines will roar, classics will gleam, and the tunes will cruise into high gear.
And nearby, the Texas State Museum of Asian Culture and Education Center is hosting Tanabata, the legendary Star Festival.
Come for the mythical love story of Arahime and Hikoboshi, star-crossed lovers who shine together just once a year.
Stay for the food trucks, cultural vendors, and entertainment from 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday.
Of course, there's a lot more that's going on this Independence Day weekend, folks. If you want to learn more about the events we mentioned and a lot we didn't have time for, you can always visit our website, KRISTV.com. We are just about to post that.
Yes, and make sure you send us a message if you want your event featured on a future Coastal Bend Weekend segment.
All right, now taking a look at your forecast, what you can expect for today. Well, starting out mostly cloudy, starting to see a little more sunshine come on through as we head towards this midday and heading towards the afternoon. Looking at partly sunny skies by that point with a couple stray showers passing that are already happening throughout portions of Coastal Bend, mostly nearby B County, with a couple of those stray showers passing on through. But because dry air is going to be dominating our forecast with that Saharan dust that's already in place, it's going to extend toward this upcoming weekend. Even our rain chances are going to be pretty slim at best. Again, just stray showers possible, nothing that's going to be widespread in nature to cause any issues for any of your holiday weekend plans. So again, stray showers will be possible for inland neighborhoods and northern neighborhoods ahead for us this afternoon and extending towards late tonight into the overnight hours with a couple passing showers that could make for a bit of a soggy start. Again, stray in nature though with that shower activity for our Saturday morning. But then after that, things are going to continue to dry out for the start of the early part of next week. Temperatures are also going to increase towards those lower to approaching mid-90s with more Saharan dust on the way towards the midweek.
From Chris 6, this is 20 minutes of non-stop news.
Hey, welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We'll check in with meteorologist Julia Quady in just a bit. But first, here's your neighborhood check-in.
We don't think about the dangers of fireworks. I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Jim Wells County. I've been speaking with the Garcia family about how fireworks led to the devastation and the loss of their family home. They want you to be cautious when around fireworks so that you don't go through what they went through or much worse.
Rebecca Harden has been on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, more commonly known as SNAP, for the past 2 years and gets about $200 a month from it. She tells me she is nervous about what could happen with the proposed budget reconciliation bill. Any impact to SNAP recipients could mean more people needing help from the Coastal Bend Food Bank. The food bank feeds 11 counties and has over 200 pantries that help them distribute food all over the Coastal Bend. The Coastal Bend Food Bank says don't panic, but be prepared. If you are needing assistance, reach out to them. On the city's west side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Stephanie Molina, Chris 6 News.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on the south side. A local pediatrician says he discovered a water leak in front of his office, but claims the city didn't act for days because they said it wasn't their responsibility. Dr. Farouk Hussein tells me he discovered a water leak in front of his office about 6 weeks ago, so he called the city water department for help. The leak continued for days. He had his own plumber do some digging and confirm the water was coming from a city pipe. The city finally fixed the leak and assured Hussein he'd be reimbursed for the $1,200 bill. But when Hussein filed that claim, the city rejected it, citing statutory immunity. But the story doesn't end there. After I contacted the city about Hussein's case, he got a call from city officials promising to process the reimbursement. CCW tells me they respond promptly to service calls and followed standard protocol. They say the city cannot use public funds to repair privately owned water lines. Once the true source was identified through excavation, they resolved the issue within 90 minutes. I also reached out to the city's legal staff for clarification, and they told me the response I got from the Corpus Christi Water Department was the only answer I would get. On the south side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, KRIS 6 News.
All right, good morning, happy Friday, and happy Independence Day. Right now, taking a live look outside of our sky cam off SPID. You can see those mostly cloudy skies that we're all waking up to across the coastal bend, and that haze coming in from that Saharan dust as well. Looking at those traffic flow, we can see things are looking to be pretty good, heading in both directions of the SPID. Hopefully, most folks have the day off, so they don't have to head out on those roadways. But if you do, things are looking to be very clear across most areas right now. Let's go and take a look at those traffic flow maps, see what you can expect on those roadways here. Heading from Ocean Drive down to SPID and Saratoga. Again, all three of those roadways moving very well this morning with no traffic issues. Same thing as you start to get a little bit closer towards the Flower Bluff area, on the same roadway on SPID. Getting a little bit closer towards Flower Bluff, a little bit of a congestion happening throughout portions of Waldron Road and a little bit on Flower Bluff Drive. All clear as you start to get a little bit closer towards the gate NAS Corpus Christi, and clear roadways on the JFK Causeway going to and from the island. That's it for your traffic report. With details in your forecast coming up.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, folks, here are the 6 things that we've compiled that you need to know before heading out the door.
President Donald Trump is expected to sign his mega bill into law today. The House passed the massive budget reconciliation bill yesterday. This bill marks the Republicans' biggest legislative accomplishment since taking control of Washington in January. The bill is projected to increase the national debt by $3.3 trillion over a decade.
Well, renowned Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was arrested by ICE agents in Los Angeles and is now scheduled for deportation to Mexico. The arrest stems from an active warrant in Mexico and allegations of links to the notorious Solano drug cartel. Sinaloa, rather. So according to the DHS, Chavez is accused of multiple fraudulent statements on an application for lawful permanent residence. They also allege he is involved in, quote, organized crime and trafficking firearms, ammunition, and explosives, end quote.
Yesterday, the first group of detainees arrived at what's being called Alligator Alcatraz. The temporary migrant detention center is at a training airport in the heart of the Florida Everglades. President Donald Trump has said putting undocumented immigrants in a place surrounded by alligators and snakes is a security tactic. The project has sparked backlash from immigration rights activists, environmentalists, and the state's indigenous community.
In honor of the 4th of July holiday, we have some city closures to tell you all about. City Hall, public libraries, and public health district services will be closed. Senior centers, recreation centers, and gyms also going to be closed. However, garbage and recycling will still be collected. Most pools will be open too, along with the Lozano Golf Center, the Oso Golf Course, as well as the Al Cruz Tennis Center.
Here's a reminder, folks, if you plan on celebrating the 4th of July at home, Corpus Christi Fire Department would like to remind neighbors that fireworks are illegal inside the city limits. If you're caught, you could be fined up to $2,000 for each package of fireworks in your possession. To report illegal fireworks activity, do not call 911. The number to call is 361-886-2677.
Well, the Texas Department of Public Safety is taking extra steps to ensure safety on our roadways. They've initiated Operation Crash Awareness Reduction Effort, otherwise known as Operation CARE. From now through Sunday, DPS troopers will be on the lookout for speeders, suspected drunk drivers, and drivers who don't comply with the state's move over, slow down law or other rules of the road. Last year, nearly 60,000 citations and warnings were issued by state troopers.
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Independence Day. All of us are going to be looking at a bit of a cloudy start for us on this morning. Starting to see a couple stray showers throughout portions of B County as well. Stray showers are going to stay in the forecast today, but any plans you may have for your day today or extending for your holiday weekend. Things are going to be pretty dry for the most part, but just we can't rule out the chance to see a couple stray showers as we are seeing again throughout portions of B County this morning. Looking at Doppler radar, we can see where those showers are just kind of trickling on in little by little there just north of Beeville. Now for us across the majority of the coastal bend, looking at drier start this morning again, just having those mostly cloudy skies that will begin to break apart and allowing for some sunshine as we reach towards the midday. Now getting you out the doors is what you can expect for your forecast. We'll see those temperatures increase towards those mid to upper 80s by 10 o'clock this morning, then approaching those 90s over our afternoon. Again, partly sunny skies, a lot of haze going to be coming into the area because that Saharan dust is going to continue to push on through the coastal bend all throughout this upcoming weekend. So in store for us today, partly sunny skies again, more breaks that sunshine coming in by midday and extending towards this afternoon. All that widespread haze coming in thanks to that Saharan dust. And again, a chance to see some stray showers are impacting portions of the coastal bend later on this afternoon and heading towards this evening. Also going to have a high temperature of 94 degrees, so things are still going to be hot and muggy across the area. I feel like temperatures that are going to top out nearby those triple digits, so heat risk is still going to be a part of our forecast today, similar to yesterday with across the coastal bend being under that moderate zone, so at level 2 out of 4 for heat risk in the forecast. So just make sure, especially today, that you're going to be drinking plenty of water and making sure you're staying hydrated during those outdoor activities to have those celebrations for the 4th of July. We're also going to see our rain chances again increase a little bit ahead for us for this afternoon. Stray in nature, not looking at any washouts possible for us today or ahead for us tomorrow, but there will be an uptick in rain activity overnight, leading to some early morning showers that we can expect in the forecast for tomorrow morning in the coastal bend. So looking ahead towards tomorrow's rain chances, a little bit more better chance to see some more widely scattered showers during our morning hours, but heading towards the afternoon, these things should be looking to improve. So if you have any cookout plans or maybe plan on heading out towards those coastal beaches, things will be looking good for your forecast for that. But moving on to your 7-day forecast here, again, shower activity stray in nature today. It's going to extend towards some overnight showers to be expected in the forecast for your Saturday morning. Then things will dry out certainly as we look ahead towards the latter half of your weekend on your Sunday. More sunshine coming into the mix and also slightly warmer temperatures bumping back up towards those lower and approaching those mid-90s. That's also going to extend to the early part of next week with a bit of a break of Saharan dust dissipating on your Sunday, then returning back to the forecast ahead for the midweek.
Now, your Chris 6 Kitchen Cops Report.
All right, foodies, listen up. It is time for this week's Kitchen Cops Report. Andy Lascano has the scores from the City County Health Inspectors for the week of June 23rd through June 27th.
It's a short list this week, beginning with Pelican Snowball on County Road 33, the Pizza Hut on the 3600 block of Leopard, Sip and Slice in the Trade Center, Small Cakes on Saratoga, the Texas Roadhouse on SPID. And who hasn't been to this place? One of the more popular restaurants in town.
We have legendary food, legendary service, and obviously great sanitation. And we take a lot of pride in what we do every day.
They also earned a perfect score sticker in 2023.
I think that the health inspection is one every day and every moment, and it's something that you have to have great systems and practices in place in order to do a great job.
There you go. And it's also the home, again, to the upcoming legendary rib eating contest between Corpus Christi Police, Corpus Christi Fire, local media, and other teams. So congratulations to Fannin, Feldman, Dotson, and the crew at Texas Roadhouse for keeping it clean and safe for the coastal bend. Also on the perfect score list, Whataburger on the 7400 block of Staples. On this week's B list, El Jalisciense Bar and Grill on Saratoga, 8 violations, score of 86.
If you're anything like me, you've probably waited until the last minute to get your goodies for your 4th of July celebration. If you want your red, white, and blue shopping to be red, white, and done, skip the big chain stores. For those last-minute needs, a quick trip to the local and independent grocery store might be the way to go.
Fourth of July is the biggest holiday for the year for us.
It's a big holiday for everyone. Businesses, customers.
We're seeing plenty of new faces in the store.
New faces like Cindy Strand.
And you said you're from North Carolina?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
She's getting some last-minute shopping done for her big day plans.
Snacks, our beverages we're going to drink over the holidays, peanut butter, extra toilet paper, paper towels. Plans are to grill and to watch the fireworks at the end of the road.
To avoid an out-of-her-way trip and traffic over the bridge, she made a quick stop at the Island Market.
We want to get all our supplies and hunker down.
I asked her why she chose this store rather than a bigger retailer.
The convenience of it, because we're right around the corner, and with the 4th coming up, we did not want to get tied up in all the traffic.
I'm sure you've seen this intersection. Well, the Island Market is actually just past it. Though they are independent, they try to match their prices as close as they can to larger grocery stores.
We are very, very fair, and I think we're in punching distance with everyone and very competitive.
But Strand says it's not the prices that drew her in, it was the small business charm.
It reminds me of Robert's Grocery at Riceville Beach, North Carolina. And you have your specialty items, and you cater to the people that live on the island, you know?
The store has all the essentials you'd find in a traditional grocery store. Condiments, drinks, fruit, meat. Perfect for 4th of July celebrations.
It's easy. It's convenient. It's here local. Support your local businesses.
We will do whatever it takes to make sure that your shopping experience is great, and it's really wonderful to have you guys. Thanks for shopping at Island Market.
Matt Hadamiel tells me the Island Market opens at 8 a.m. On Padre Island, I'm your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 Sunrise.
Well, happening today, folks, you can start your 4th of July celebrations on a high note with a special performance over at TAM UK. The Kingsville Symphony Orchestra will celebrate Independence Day with a special concert titled Patriotic Celebration, a tribute to America. It's today at 3 p.m. over at the Texas A&M University Kingsville School of Music. Tickets, general admission is $25. Kids under 12, veterans and military members get in for free.
And before the firework booms, you can head downtown for Art Walk. It's bringing an extra special spark to this holiday with local art, live music, and plenty of red, white, and cool. The festivities paint the town from 6 to 10 p.m. tonight.
Well, animals over the Brookfield Zoo near Chicago are celebrating America's birthday. The zoo's California sea lions and gray seals were presented special 4th of July ice and sugar-free gelatin cakes. And hey, by the looks of it, these adorable photos, they seem to really like them too. Other animals also got red, white, and blue themed enrichment treats. The zoo's bottlenose dolphins, which enjoyed a floating American flag made of sugar-free gelatin. There it is. That is super, super cool. Good stuff.
They're so cute. I love it when they do this for the holidays and when they give them specific themed food, like on St. Patrick's Day. But when, the Super Bowl comes, they let them choose whatever food they want.
I think they did that with the sea otters or something.
I think so. I think here they also did something with the dolphins at the aquarium.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's cute that they can get on the holiday fun too along with us.
Yeah, back at home, they used to have this zoo with a bunch of wildcats, right? And they had, for Halloween, they filled up pumpkins with, some of their meats and whatnot, so you tear it apart.
Oh, that's adorable. It's precious.
Well, hey, a lot of fireworks going on today, Julia, and we're wondering, is the weather going to interfere at all? Are we going to be delaying anything?
Well, right now it looks like that's not going to be the case. We're going to have a cloudy start for us this morning that's going to eventually break apart and allow for more sunshine as we head towards the midday and heading towards this afternoon. But some areas are starting to see a couple stray showers sprinkle on in their forecast already this morning. I'm looking at you, B County, but throughout the majority of the coastal bend, all of us are getting a cloudy but dry start for us on this Independence Day morning. Right now, taking a look at our Whataburger Field sky cam, pointed over towards the Old Harbor Bridge. We can see a little hint of that sunrise. Looking again, mostly cloudy skies for the start of us this morning. Now we can expect again a couple stray showers are going to be coming into the area, most likely now impacting just portions of B County. But again, these showers are stray in nature, so we're not expecting any heavy downpours or widespread shower activity that's going to disrupt any of our holiday plans today. But right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our dog walking forecast. We have Slink out there ready to have some patriotic fun and to enjoy a celebration for Independence Day today. Now, for that dog walk, things again are going to be dry unless you're going to be in B County where you're seeing a couple of those spotty stray showers. But for most of us, just looking at cloudy skies that will eventually allow for some sunshine and then some partly sunny conditions ahead for us by the midday. We'll see our temperatures temperatures start to warm up towards those upper 80s by that same time frame as well, and then approaching those 90s by lunchtime. So all in all, for our forecast temperature today, looking at a high temperature of 94 degrees. It's going to be hot, partly sunny and hazy here in the coastal bend from that Saharan dust that's pushing on through. Again, stray showers will be possible in the forecast today, but because of dry conditions that will be coming into the coastal bend, thanks to that Saharan dust, just not going to see all that much support to see any really long-lasting rain events here in the coastal bend. That's why I'm saying at best we'll see a couple spotty stray showers throughout our day and heading towards this evening. Now things are still going to be hot for us. Humidity is still going to be part of the forecast today and going to be very impactful. So we're still going to have that heat risk across the coastal bend towards that moderate risk there. So level 2 out of 4. So you still want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water and being extra cautious during any of your outdoor activities today. Again, that Saharan dust was going to act as a bit of a combatant against our rain chances today with those stray showers. Because Saharan dust is dry, it's going to dry up our atmosphere a bit, but humidity still, of course, still going to be a factor. That's why we're still looking at our heat risk still going to be in that moderate zone. But in terms of that Saharan dust continue to push its way through across the coastal bend, it's going to extend towards the upcoming weekend, only beginning to dissipate a bit as we look ahead towards your Sunday and continuing towards the early part of next week. So less haze ahead for us as we start ahead for next week. But for your holiday weekend, expect those hazy conditions, hot temperatures, partly sunny skies, eventually looking at mostly sunny skies, finally more sunshine back in the mix as we look ahead towards your Sunday. Now again, just recapping all those rain chances, stray showers at best. All your plans are still going to be okay for today, for tonight, and for your upcoming weekend.
No, so good to know. Thank you so much, Julia. And I know we're planning on going to Art Walk, and we want to take some video of the fireworks so that we can share with you guys and also have it for next year, too.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We hope you have a fantastic Independence Day and a great weekend ahead. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Have a good one.